never convert that into commitment, action, and consistency. And so if you listen to the series on starting the year off right, probably heard me talk a lot about a few words. You heard me talk about strategy. You heard me talk about discipline. You heard me talk about action, because everybody was feeling all the feels in January in the first few weeks of the year. Everybody's excited. They feel like they have a blank slate and a new canvas to create something. And the reality is the calendar changed, but you didn't change. So a lot of people, we think the magic is in the calendar, and it's not. The magic is in you making the commitments and developing the disciplines that are going to change your life. So I watched people as we went into week 2, week 3, week 4 of the new year, and I said they're right back into the same bad habits that they had in 2023, but they think their life is going to be differently this year. And you have to convert all of that enthusiasm and hope and excitement into commitment, action, and consistency, because that's going to be the thing that's going to determine your success. What we don't understand is the most mundane things produce the most significant outcomes in our lives. Write that down. The most mundane things produce the most significant outcomes in our lives. And so a lot of people are like, how can you say that every year is going to be your year? Because I already know. I already have the strategy, I already have the plan, I already have the implementation. I know exactly what I need to do, and I'm going to do those things consistently to get me to the outcome that I want. A lot of us, when somebody like myself begins to talk to you about what it takes to really succeed and to be successful in a year or at your goals or whatever you're endeavoring to accomplish, we're like, this is boring. I don't want to hear this. But it's these mundane things that are going to produce the most significant results and outcomes in your life. And if you neglect these things, your life is going to continue to be a repeat of every other year, and you're going to be robbed of your dreams and robbed of the possibilities of what your life could become. Therefore, we betray ourselves living as a second-class version of ourselves and dishonoring our potential. And I don't want that to be the reality for you this year. I don't want you to keep betraying yourself, living as a second-class version of yourself, and dishonoring your potential, because you were created for more. You were made for more, but you have to want more for your life. I've discovered, and you've heard me say this before, that if you do the same, you get the same. If you do different, you get different. And what different thing are you going to do is going to change the dimension that you live from in 2024. I believe that's one of the most important questions you can ask yourself, and that would be a great question for you to write about in your breakthrough journal. What different thing am I going to do that's going to usher me into the next dimension of my life? Because I talk to so many people, and they have a good talk, and they have a good demeanor in that moment, and they have this good disposition. But in everything that they said, I heard motivation, inspiration, but I never heard that individual say with a surety the thing that they are going to definitely do that's going to move their life to the next dimension. Let me tell you what won't move you to the next dimension. Inspiration won't move you. Motivation won't move you. A cheerleading squad won't move you, because at the end of the day, motivation will not last. Inspiration will not last. Everybody's not going to always cheer you on. You're going to have to find the resolve within yourself to run the race and to get to the finish line and to do the thing that you've been created and destined to do. You owe it to yourself to stop playing small. If you don't get anything that I say to you today, I want you to get this. You owe it to yourself to stop playing small, because small hasn't gotten you anywhere. It hasn't produced any progress. It hasn't produced any growth. It hasn't produced any development. It has not helped you to evolve into the next best version of yourself. So you can keep playing small. You can keep being comfortable, but it's robbing you of the change and the breakthroughs and the momentum that you want to see in your life. It's time for you to play big and to pursue the life that you were born for. And that's why I feel like this series is so important, following the series we just did, because I feel like in starting you off right, I gave you a lot of strategic, tactical things that you need to do to be successful. And then now I need to come behind that message and to put a little fire behind you and tell you, okay, that's great, but you got to execute. You got to take the action. You got to move toward this reality that you want to see in your life, or nothing about your life is going to change. And so today I want to embark upon a new and exciting series with you. As you heard me say before, I am committed to helping you make 2024 the greatest year of your life. I want to give you more than theories. I want to give you tactics that will empower you to thrive in every season of your life. Because a lot of people approach success, theoretical model, and you don't succeed by theory, you succeed by tactic and execution. And so it's the tactics that you're willing to implement, it's the execution that you're willing to do on a consistent basis that's going to determine the success of the prosperity that you experience in your life. Today I want to talk to you about the missing ingredients for most people's lives that robs them of momentum and manifestation. And I really want you to listen. I feel like this is an episode that you might need to listen to at least 2 times, because you know how I can go. I can get really, really fast and try to get all of this to you as quickly as I can in the time that I have. But everybody's not digesting and dissecting it at that speed. And so just go back and listen to it again. But what missing ingredient am I talking about? I'm talking about the missing ingredient of passion or desire. If you read my post last week, it revolved around desire, and I hope that you'll stay locked in on social media this week, because I have another piece coming out around passion and desire that you definitely need to read. The thing that separates those that dream from those that live their dreams is the quality of desire. And I can hear some of you listening to me like, Jamel, what are you talking about? I have desire. All of us have desire. But the thing about it is that desire has to be fueled. And if you don't fuel desire, it will die. And when desire begins to die in your life, it is a tragedy, because you begin to live as this second-rate version of yourself that is not true and authentic to who you really are. And so when I'm talking about desire, I'm not just talking about having a strong feeling or, a strong sentiment, but I'm talking about this force inside of you that empowers you to become everything that you were created to be. Desire is something that you can sense even without a person ever saying a word. Desire is one of those things. I feel like I could talk about this forever, because it's missing in the world today. You find it in very few individuals. And, I'm trying to take my time and not go all the way into this so quickly, because I really want you to get this. It's something that you can sense even without a person opening their mouth, because a lot of people will tell you that they want a lot of things. And I'm not moved by words. I'm looking at the actions of an individual, and the actions betray them, and it lets me know that this is not really a priority for this person. It's just something that they might be interested in. And what I want you to know is that we don't succeed in what we are interested in. We succeed in what we are invested in. And a lot of us are invested in nonsense. You got hours to binge watch Netflix. You got hours to scroll social media. You got hours to hang out with people that are mediocre and going nowhere with their lives. But you have no time to devote to your goals and to the things that are important, that are going to really make the difference in your life and move your life forward. So don't talk to me about all this desire that you have, but you are entertaining convenient distractions, and you're not moving toward the life that you were created and destined to live. We all have the same 24 hours. And what you do with the vehicle of time determines the spectrum that you live from. Some live in success and prosperity. Some live in failure and defeat. It's all constructed by how you use the gift of 24 hours. I've talked to thousands of people over the years, and I've heard thousands of excuses for why they aren't further in their lives, for why their lives can't be different, for why they can't achieve their goals and realize their vision and live up to their potential. And those same individuals are in the same place, living the same mediocre